Hey gang, well, this is the first big storm we've had this year. Tractor's warmed up, ready to go. Had to go unload something at the shop there first thing. Gonna try this new plow. Gonna do a little bit around the yard here, see how it works. If it don't work good, I'll switch over to the box pusher and we'll go from there.
Well, good morning. How is everybody today? Well, this is the first significant snowfall that we've had this year. This is on Wednesday. It snowed on Tuesday. I worked Tuesday, so I just got home from work. Like I said earlier, I had to go unload some stuff at the shop, and I come back up and put this blade on. This is the first time that I'm using this blade. I purchased this blade at a local auction, and this is the second blade I bought at the auction. The first blade I bought, and I just thought I'd try to sell it and see if I could make any money, and I made a few bucks, and then I bought this one. I believe the first blade I bought is the same as this one. I'm not 100% sure. I can't really remember. At this moment, I'm not too impressed with the way it's working. The springs on the mechanism for it to flip over are way too weak. I don't know. That's not making me too impressed. Now, we did have some snow on the previous weekend. We had some snow and rain, so there's some ice underneath this. So it's catching a little bit. It's not just direct pavement or dirt here, so that might be half the reason. I like the idea that I can angle it. I'm using the third function to do that. I really like the idea to be able to do this driveway here, this long driveway with the box pusher. Doesn't work great because you get too much snow and you can't push it all the way down. So the idea that I can angle it like this and go down the driveway and come up is the reason why I bought the blade. As you can see, as soon as this thing flips, it acts weird. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it solid. If you had a truck and you're driving really fast, you probably want it to flip so it doesn't fetch you up, but the tractor doesn't go quite fast enough. If you do fetch up, it's not terrible. I may have to put some skids on it. We're going to play with it. First thing I'm going to do is make it solid. I tried to put a crank strap on it to solid it up, but that didn't work. But I do like the idea that I can drive up and down the driveway here and just angle it and push it from both sides. I think that's going to work quite nicely. There is a slight grade on this driveway, so going up this grade is not the easiest. I watched a video here not long ago, and the fella put chains on the front tires. I'm going to try that. I'm going to pick up some chains. I need to put spacers on the back to be able to put chains on the back of this tractor, and I'm a little nervous about doing that, especially with the cab. With just fenders, might not be so big a deal, but yeah, with the cab, I don't want to beat my cab all to pieces. Yeah, I think once I solid up the blade so it's not kicking over, I think it's going to work pretty good. Let me know what you guys think. We have probably about 2 inches of ice underneath the snow from the storm we had on the weekend. I gambled and I lost. Same as this storm, we got a bunch of snow, and then it rained on top. There's a little bit of a crust on top, and that's what I was hoping it was going to do last weekend, but it didn't do that, and I had a bunch of ice. So I've got a bunch of ice here, and the church parking lot that I do, there's a bunch there as well. Like I said, I might have to put some skids on this just to lift it up so it's not catching as much. But I'm going to, I think what I'm going to do is just put possibly a chain on the front of the blade. And there's a little hook there that's made to pick it up. And that way it will be a little bit of flexibility. It's not going to ruin the blade or anything. But that's what I'm going to try first. Princess Auto has some skids for the blades, so I may pick up a couple of those and mount them underneath as well. I think that's where I'm going to start. Now, I did get a blade with my truck. I haven't threw it back on. I think I'm going to try to throw it on maybe tomorrow and see how I make out with that. Curious how quick, how much faster it would be to do the churchyard with the truck. It's got a 9-foot blade. I do like the tractor because it's easy to see. You can see well and you can maneuver pretty good. So whether I use the truck or not, I'm not sure. We're playing that by ear at this point. I thought I'd try the tractor in high gear here, see if I went faster, if it would make a difference. But the tractor doesn't have quite enough power in high gear to really do the pushing, so it didn't quite work out quite right. And it still flips over and does that funky thing. Well, I started plowing around 10 o'clock this morning, and I don't have time to play with this plow and take it to the shop and weld something on here to make this solid. So I'm going to swap over to the box pusher. I still got to go up to the church and get that cleaned out, and the parsonage. I still have 2 rental units to do, a young lady that I look after her driveway, and my mother-in-law. So I started at 10 and I do end up finishing around 4 o'clock this afternoon, so it takes quite a bit of time. I thought this blade would speed things up, especially on the smaller driveways with the ability to angle. I do like the box snow pusher. It does work well on the big driveway. I do want to try it on the churchyard and see if it makes any difference. I'll do a comparison. I'll time it with the box pusher, and I'll time it with the blade on the tractor, and I'll probably even try to do it with the truck. All depends if we get more storms or not. But we are only the 14th or 15th of January, so I can imagine that the storms are not done with us yet. The biggest problem with the plowing these areas with the box pusher or the blade is I have R4 tires on this tractor. Whether they're the best or not, I don't know. As far as traction wise, the ice underneath, once you get a fair amount of snow underneath in your blade, sometimes it's hard to push. The church driveway has a slight incline going one way versus the other, so it pushes easier one way than the other, but we get her done. Gonna do a little cleanup here in my driveway and head up to the church. Well, I want to thank everyone for tuning in today. I thank all my subscribers. I appreciate every one of you that subscribe and watch my videos. If you haven't subscribed, I hope you consider subscribing and hitting that like button. I appreciate all of you. I will keep you informed on how I make out with the blade and give you some comparison between the blade and the box pusher. We'll let this video play out, watching the box pusher push some snow here on this driveway, and just want to say thank you for coming along. Until the next adventure, stay warm and stay safe. Until we see you again, cheers.